Henry De La Ghetto.
Raphael.
Raphael.
I don't know who that nigga is.
I sure hope that comes up sometime in the near future so I can remember.
Now you're prepared.
That's what I'm saying. I hope it comes up in the near future so I could remember and I could be prepared. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Preparation H.
Fly Degenerate. That's what they call me. They always have since that time I was in the hospital. Welcome to the show, the Fly Degenerates Football Extravaganza. We just got a lesson in something about Fresh Prince. Flex can explain it later. Jeffrey De La Ghetto, something about that. We have a debate about Daniel Jones that I have no idea what it has to do with, but the Daniel Jones, he's catching bullets out in Indianapolis, coming flying from New York somehow.
Right.
And last but not least, we're gonna have some more in-depth Kirk Cousins quarterback review by Flex, but
we call it the Kirk Cousins corner.
All right, let me get through the intro first, and then you can jump in with all your hot takes. Then we'll have I guess we can call it Cousins corner. I guess that alliteration works. So Cousins corner, and so do you want since you have the Giants on your chest, saying it with your chest, you want to start out with whatever you and Flex were debating or arguing about regarding Daniel Jones? Well, it couldn't have been. You could. Well, let me just say this. You couldn't have been arguing about whether or not Daniel Jones was going to be the starter, because I told you that months ago.
Yeah, we've been on that page for a while.
All right, just making sure.
I agree with that.
I'm still waiting on the Jameis Winston trade.
Yo, did you hear what what's
he
the
says
name
it's not happening.
From the Saints, though, I'm talking about. From the Saints.
Who?
Cam Jordan. Is it Cam Jordan still there? He was like, trade for Winston or some shit.
Yeah, because he was there. He was over there.
Yeah, he said bring him back or some shit like this.
But anyway, my whole point about the Jameis Winston trade, that we were discussing in-season trades. I was saying that nobody is going to trade for Winston to save the season. But we'll see. I'm still waiting on the trade regardless. But go ahead. What do you got for Daniel Jones?
Nah, we'll see. All right, so remember like last year or last season, we did that whole Jones or X, pick a quarterback, right? We did like.
Yeah, you just kept picking Tua over everybody, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I had at one point, me and my other friend we came to Fields, and I was like, Jones or Fields, and at the time, yeah, exactly. So at the time, I said Jones. This is pre Jones season, right?
This is last year off season?
Last year it might have been last year maybe week 2, week 3. Like week 1, week 2, week 3, around there.
Okay.
So Jones was named the starter recently. And I went to my Jets insiders to get their takes, George and Flex. Sidebar, that chat room has been abolished and completely just destroyed. I got a new phone. That's how bad that shit was. I didn't get my answers. But anyway, so the question was, would you rather have Jones or Fields going into the season? Right? I was leaning towards Jones. Right? And
you weren't leaning towards him.
I'm leaning. I say they both suck, but I'm leaning towards Jones, right? And
you don't argue that much when you're just leaning.
Hold on a second. Whoa. Hold on a second. Because I have an important question.
He's a mediator.
For what team?
That's that. I
We're
wasn't
just
really
talking
thinking.
about. Is this a question of who you want or who's better?
Yeah, I think just who do you prefer? Maybe as a coach or as a fan. I look at it as a coach. That's one thing that I realized, that I always look at it as like my preference of what I expect from a quarterback type shit, or what I would want from a quarterback, I should say.
Okay, all right.
You know, so that's why I always like I would like, you know, Flex made some valid points where it's like, um, you already know what Daniel Jones' ceiling is. You know, we kind of still don't know what, but I'll let him say his part. But my part is really like, I guess in the same note as Flex, I like knowing what I know, what what my ceiling is. You know what I mean? Like I like knowing what I have rather than going with, even though the dude is younger and everything, and there's a big question mark with Fields, where Jones you kind of know what you can or cannot do with him. Feel me?
Okay.
So, but that was the debate, and then I got, you know, well, I won't say I got
And then
attacked.
then
But
they fried you up.
yeah, double teamed me, pause, and left me for the rats on the curve.
Okay. So now you're here to do what? To apologize or to continue the debate? Where do you
Yeah, I
stand
kind of
now?
want. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought
Oh,
it would be a fun thing to bring to the air, and then Flex could say his part. And
All right. So Flex, what do you have to say? Is just did he get that all right?
can
Do you
you?
guys the corrections that need to be made? Where do you stand on this?
All right. For the most part, can you guys see me? Am I okay?
yeah,
No,
you
because
look
you guys
good.
had disappeared on my screen. All
Word.
right. So this is how it was posed. All right. First he asked, and then when I said my piece, he was like, "That wasn't my question. If you were the GM," which this is, it's very difficult to to parse all of this stuff, right? Because
Right.
it also depends on the GM of what team,
Well, that's
right?
why.
Because
Yeah,
that's
that's why I asked.
obvious. Okay. So the point was my main point was Daniel Jones didn't get any better just because he was named the starter. This is it's not a coincidence that he posed this question after he was announced a starter, and not a coincidence that Justin Fields, by reports, he had a couple bad practices and a bad game. Okay, he had a bad preseason outing or whatever.
Mhm.
And my initial point was none of that stuff changes the initial, the initial like Jones or Fields debate. We've already seen how this plays out. With Daniel Jones, he's gotten multiple chances. He's gotten. I know he's sometimes a lot. He's been uh, not dealt the best hand either. We get that. But the initial point is that we already know that it's not going to work. With Justin Fields, there's still a glimmer of hope, albeit
Wait. Hold on a
small.
second. You say we already know it's not going to work. What are you referring to when you say that? We already know what's not going to work.
Because, okay, for example, like Daniel Jones, he's in a good situation in Indianapolis, right? The media coverage is different. The whole coaching staff, maybe
We all,
Steichen is, can up.
are you
Go
going
ahead.
to answer my question?
Well, okay, what's the question?
When you just said we already know it's not going to work, what are you referring to when you said? I didn't understand what you meant when you said we already know it's not going to work. What's not going to work?
What, that Daniel Jones here isn't going to work
With the
because
Colts.
I feel like
New York.
no, in New York, because that's the way I took the question.
Okay, well that's why I'm trying to
You know what
clarify.
I'm
That's
saying?
why I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Because like I was saying, like when you have to ask that question and ask what team, because in New York, obviously we know that some people aren't built for New York, and I think that somebody like Daniel Jones, who's had so much scrutiny, and the way that the way that he left the Giants, and the way he was treated, the way everything happened, that I think that's a narrative that I don't think he would do well in, like thrive under that sort of a situation if he was with the Jets, and every week it's like, oh,
So this
we already
hypothetical
saw
is
how
specific to
he.
the Jets?
That's how I took
I
it.
feel like y'all
That's
niggas
how
is
he
not
took
even
it.
having the same conversation. What are we even
So
doing?
nah.
Y'all don't
Look,
even make both of y'all
that's
don't make no
fine though.
damn sense, man.
That's
I'm
fine.
sick of
No,
y'all.
because That's how he took it, right? So he took it as just the Jets. But I can morph that into the same situation because I felt like, and I started doing that in the discussion where I was like, I feel like the Jets have a good O line, the Jets have a good receiver, the Jets have good running backs. Like I could see Daniel Jones being more
Okay, so
successful
your point is that
with the
you
Jets than
think that
Fields.
Daniel Jones right now for the Jets will be a preferable starter over you're making the case that for Daniel Jones over Justin Fields as the Jets starter this season.
Yes, and that
Okay, why do we have
and
to
it's
do
not crazy
two foxtrots, a
because
tango,
because
and
it's
a fucking Harlem Shake to get there?
because it was because just like we went through the question. That's I didn't pose it for just the Jets, but that's how it was taken. So then
No,
we
that's how
morphed
you
the
posed it.
conversation.
When you do it in the Jets chat, that's how you
No,
posed it.
because
Exactly.
Stop it.
the
Yeah,
argument was
because
right. I guess
I need to get it from my Jets guys.
Yeah,
yeah, I
come on.
get
What are you
you
doing?
know I guess I was wrong for that. I've
No,
learned
you're
that.
wrong for
Trust me.
denying what you were clearly intentionally doing. That's what you're wrong for.
Okay, yeah, but the overall thing is Jones or Fields. It's really what the question was because again, before Fields was a Jet, like I wish I would have asked them this before he was a Jet because I feel like I got attacked
Yeah, but
because
what difference does
because
it make?
I'm
He's
going
not
after
a.
a
He
Jet.
hasn't played for the Jets yet.
I know, but he's a Jet, and I didn't think that they
So
had
you feel
high
like they're
hopes.
not being objective with backing up their passionate defense of Justin Fields is based on the fact that he's their quarterback for this season,
Yeah,
more so
I
than
think
an
yes,
objective evaluation
yeah,
of him as a quarterback.
yeah. I think they still have hopes that he might be
But I could
the
argue
guy
that
for them.
you're an objective because if he was never a Giant, we wouldn't even be talking about Daniel Jones. He's a bum on the Colts. So
But that,
you're just as
but
biased.
Thank you.
okay, that's fine. You could say that, but it might be true, right? You might be right, but I don't think it's crazy that Fields and Jones, like I don't like, they make it seem like as I'm bugging out because I'm putting them at the same level. They're Fields is not way
They
better than
are
Jones. Get the fuck out of here.
no,
And Jones is not way better than fucking Fields. But to
but
make it
that's my point. That was my
crazy,
point.
no, you say yo you crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to yeah
But
you're crazy for that.
well, no, see, my point was for me because we like for example, you asked, oh, I haven't. How did he play last year? I didn't see how that. My point is, we already saw Daniel Jones experiment here. I don't need to see it again here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because he didn't like my point was he didn't get any better because
He was named a starter. No, of
he didn't
course.
get any better because he was named the starter.
Right.
My point is at least with Justin Fields, we haven't seen it, and he does something that's dynamic.
Right.
With Daniel Jones, we've seen it here. Maybe it does work in Idaho, in fucking
Right.
Indianapolis, all of that shit. Maybe it does work there, but
Yeah, but I don't.
it'd
What
be
does
like
that
a
have to do with
similar.
anything? So are you suggesting that Daniel Jones's failures were based on the fact that he couldn't take New York? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
No. But my point is, if you're just
Go ahead,
bringing
go
him
ahead.
back to New York, I was already we were already too close to the situation. We've already seen it. So when he asks me, I'm taking it for the Jets. Then he changed, then he's like what we were saying, like he kind of changed it a little bit to whereas if you were the GM. But my point is if I was the GM, I already saw how it plays out in New York. Now, some people need a completely change of scenery. Like
Right.
for example, if Sam Darnold came back to the Giants, I don't think that works either because maybe like you can't stay in the same
stage is too
place and
big.
see if it works out differently.
Flex, I think you overrate and overanalyze the whole New York media. I feel like you get too caught up in that. Why are we even talking about that? What does it have to do with anything?
Nope, no, because some of it was that I haven't seen Justin Fields in a full season how he how he does in a whole season, how he like up close. I'm talking about like how he interacts with teammates, all of that.
Oh, you're saying so
Like
you
the
for
type-
you
like
specifically because you haven't been watching Justin Fields.
yeah, but with Daniel Jones, like like there's stuff where you see like videos of how like that Malik Neighbors didn't like having him as his quarterback. You know what I'm saying? When I was already too close to the situation. I saw too much stuff. I saw too much like the over coverage of it for me. Like because you know being obviously being in New York and it's like obviously the two football teams are going to be super covered.
So
You know what I'm saying?
You're admitting that you cannot be objective because you're too close to the situation.
Yes, with Daniel Jones, because yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That's
so
basically what it comes down to it. But yeah, but my initial point was when I asked Cheeks, would he have who would he rather have right now? He copped out and said, "Oh, that's a totally different situation." So he wouldn't even answer that question when I posed to him Daniel Jones or Justin Fields.
No.
So what was your question?
It was
then?
always leaning. I was leaning to Jones the whole time. I was leaning to Jones. My thing is, I didn't expect that. I was ignorant to the Jets fan.
You're
and I
so
apologize
full
for that.
of shit.
Nah,
Yeah, exactly. See, that's
I'm
what drives
so
me crazy.
tired of
Can
your
I
fucking
talk?
lies.
That's what drives me
Stop
crazy.
lying.
What is such a lie?
Yo, I'm so
What is
tired
such a
of these
fucking
lies.
lie?
You've been
You
doing
think
this
I
for
trolled?
years
No,
now.
time out. You think I trolled George and Flex?
100%. Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
like I'm not. That's not my character, God. I'm
Yes,
not
it
like
is.
That, bro. No,
I've
it's not.
seen you do it.
No, it's fucking not. I'm not like that. I'm not
Come
gonna.
on, Cheese.
just
You're
pick on
smarter
George.
than this.
Yo,
Don't do this.
that's
You're
bugged
smarter than
out.
that.
It's
crazy
not no
For
because
you to
it's
sit,
not
no,
like a
for
full
you
out
to
troll.
sit here
Y'all
right
niggas
now
think I'm
and
retarded.
for,
That's what it is.
no, but
Y'all
for
niggas
you to
think
sit
I'm a
here right
retarded
now
ass
and be
nigga.
like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. You lose me right there. You're smarter than
Well,
that.
so,
Stop.
so then I'm dumber than you think, nigga, because I didn't expect that reaction. I'm sorry.
Nah,
Maybe
you're
I'm
playing dumb.
because
you're
you
not,
because
you're not
it's
that
you.
dumb. You're not dumb to.
Yo,
You're not
time
dumb
out,
to.
time
And,
out, time out. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Speak your piece.
If y'all
Go ahead.
niggas ask me a real question about my QBs, I'm not gonna get personal, my
That's
nigga.
not what
I'm not.
that's not what we're saying. I didn't say that. That's not what
I'm not gonna
you're
get
bringing
like
up
that.
a different. You're having a different conversation. Let's stay right
Okay.
here. Don't bring up
Okay.
something else. Nobody's talking about what we would ask you and how you would react. Nobody said
Okay.
nothing about
Okay.
that. Let's stay
Okay.
right here. Don't
Go ahead.
distract.
I'm not distracted. That's what
We're
happened.
saying
Go ahead.
what I'm saying is
Okay.
that you know what kind of reaction you can expect to get, and you know what you're doing when you ask Jet fans those questions.
Nah. It shouldn't be that way then. But, all right,
It
that's
shouldn't
how
be
it
that
is.
way. It's
I learned
something
it. I
else too.
learned
That's
it.
another
I learned it.
different
Okay, but that's what I'm
conversation.
saying.
Let's
But that-
stay
but-
here
okay,
with the
but that's
conversation.
fine.
I didn't ask
But-
what it should be.
That's fine.
We're talking
But
about
I
what
learned
it is,
that.
and you
I
know
just
what it
learned
is.
that, though.
Whether you think it should be or it shouldn't be, or if you would react differently, is not the conversation. The conversation is what you knew
But
going into the conversation that you started.
But that's where you're wrong,
conversation.
though. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong.
How am I
did not
wrong?
know that.
'Cause it's
I
not-
did not know that. I just learned that. Because
Okay,
hold
but
on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
even
Let me
wrong, because I'm just
hold on.
saying that's the point. If you want to
Okay, but-
argue against that, I will disagree with you, but I'm not wrong. That's the point. The point I'm making is what the conversation we're having, because you're trying to have 5 and 6 different conversations to avoid the conversation that we're talking about.
No, I'm just explaining to you why I was ignorant to the situation. Because I wouldn't
you're
act
not.
that. I wouldn't
well, I
have
don't
acted
believe
that
you.
way.
I don't believe you.
You think I would act that way? I would
Act
get
what way?
But what way are we acting?
like feel like y'all attacking my team and I have to defend it.
Again, you're changing it.
No,
Stop. Why do you
am I
keep
changing?
changing it? This is how I know you're full of
Well,
shit.
who's
You
attacking
keep
your
changing it.
team?
No, but that's what I'm saying. If the
Nobody's talking about
was
how you would
reversed.
react. Only you were talking about that. I have not talked about that once. You keep going to
because
that.
I'm trying-
Nobody's
because
talking
I'm-
about that.
because I'm trying to show you why I was ignorant to it. Because I wouldn't act that way. So if I wouldn't act that way, I wouldn't expect someone else to act
You're
like that
full of
until it happened.
Keep lying. I'm not even
How
going
the
to
fuck
disagree
am I
with you.
full
You
of-
can keep
Tell
lying
me
if
why,
you want.
but
This
just-
is I'm
but-
not going to keep having this stupid argument when you're
Just
just
tell-
lying.
Okay, I'm
just gonna say one. I'm gonna say
Just
one
tell
more
me
thing.
why
Hold
y'all
on.
think I'm lying. Why would I lie about? Like
Cheeks.
y'all niggas don't know my character. Like y'all niggas know me my whole life, almost my whole life. How the fuck y'all don't know me yet?
Cheeks.
To think I
the
would do
point
that to
is,
troll
we
niggas.
know that you did it with a little fucking smirk on your face when you typed it out.
I don't know why you lying for. What is the point of
That's
this lie?
That's
This is
crazy. That y'all
crazy.
think that.
No,
Yo, y'all both.
but
I just
yo,
want you to know, I love y'all niggas. Y'all both wrong. Completely wrong. Completely
but okay,
wrong.
but listen.
Completely
But
wrong.
why would
You
you
If y'all
sound
be?
want to call
nuts.
me,
Why would you?
if y'all want to call me naive,
You
ignorant,
sound
whatever.
nuts.
But I'm
I'm not
telling
gonna
you,
call you
that shit
naive,
was.
but you sound
What?
nuts.
I was wrong,
But
and I
why?
won't do it again.
Cheeks, the point, the whole point, when you get down to all of this, why would I want a QB from my team that you couldn't wait to get off of your team, and then you're asking me if
Right.
I would want him? It's
That
the
just
same
goes-
reason I was telling you.
Only a
It's the
troll
same reason I was
would
telling you
have
about
that
that
thought
Aaron
process.
Rodgers.
I just feel like I don't know.
Only a
again,
troll has that sort of thought process.
well, I accidentally trolled by accident.
Of
So
course.
at the end of the day,
Innocent by accident.
so look, at the end of the day,
So nobody's wrong.
I don't think I'm crazy to say that Jones is better than Fields, my nigga. Like y'all made it seem like I'm crazy for that. I'm not crazy for that. They're not that much of a difference.
But Cheeks, who would you rather have on your team right now?
That if I'm building a team if I'm building a team right now,
No,
hold on,
no.
Okay.
That's not what we're doing. That's not what
Okay.
we're doing.
So you on the Giants?
What we are doing,
on the Giants,
because I'm asking you,
Yeah.
and you asked me.
right?
So if
on the
I'm
Giants.
asking you, I'm the Giants right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather have?
Fields or Jones? That's what you're asking me on the Giants.
That's
Well,
that's
I'm,
very accurate.
all I'm asking you
After-
is the same exact question you
Okay,
asked me.
That's fine. And after having Jones, yeah, I'm gonna go Fields. But if it's a clean,
Because I basically, the thing is, we
doesn't make
basically had Jones already.
how the fuck did y'all basically have Jones? You didn't never had him as a
Well, he's talking about. If I'm reading you correctly, Flex, it feels like Flex is saying
New York.
being in New York, following
It's the same
the Jones saga, you've
crazy.
already
That's
witnessed
crazy
it up
talk.
close. It's the same way.
Thank you.
And to be honest with you, and Flex, I think you made this point before. It's the same way how you didn't want Aaron Rodgers going into this year.
Right.
But he said he wanted him, and he also said that the Jets should keep him. But then when
did
we
say that.
asked him if he wanted him, he
Right.
didn't.
But I'm not looking at it. I guess I don't know. The Jets just got a new head coach.
Dude,
the
the
Jets got a
stupid
better
little
O
team
line.
with the green helmets.
the Jets got a better O line. The Jets got a running game. The Jets got a new another first year coordinator, a first year coach.
Because Daniel Jones does great when he switches.
I'm not
offensive
that
coordinators.
was at the time for that was the Rodgers thing, right? But as far as Jones, I just think that they're very equal in level. They both do things that the other don't. But as a quarterback, I think Jones is a better thrower of the ball, and that's why I would pick Jones. It's really that simple.
Yeah, Chiefs, but you also chose Josh Allen over Justin Herbert last week because we had obviously kind of like a similar style, obviously with the players are completely washed compared to them. But when you're talking about quarterback and you're talking about quarterback and the person play the position of quarterback. The thing is, like, you could say, okay, yeah, he throws the ball better. Yeah, I don't care. Like, if I need a play, I'd rather have the guy who has a chance to make the play than somebody who might or might not, whatever. But then the next one he's not going to make because I already saw how it plays out. Like with Justin Fields, like there's still, I feel like Justin Fields still has the potential. Like when Daniel Jones was drafted, it was a laughing stock. Obviously, that has nothing to do with anything. Daniel Jones, it was a joke when he got. And I'm not talking about that the actual pick was a joke. I'm saying the way that it was looked at by everyone else was that it was a joke that Daniel Jones was pick number 6. Justin Fields at one point was 1-2 with Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason. Obviously, you can't that has nothing to do with anything. But my point is that there's a ceiling, or at least a perceived ceiling to where Justin Fields might be able to get to. The ceiling for Daniel Jones was never that high, and I feel like we've already seen it
Right. No,
because he did the running and the throwing, and since then everything has gotten worse.
Right. No,
Like with Justin Fields, nothing has gotten worse that he's doing from like the stuff that he was supposed to get better at. Like if Josh Allen, his concerns were when he first came in was his accuracy. Okay, he was bad when he came in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next year it didn't get worse. It didn't get worse, and then it got better.
Right.
It kept gradually getting better. So my point is, if somebody's gradually getting worse at everything they do, and also has a neck injury, torn ACL, torn this,
Well,
back.
that was the point.
You know
that
what
I
I'm
was
saying?
gonna
Like
make,
you,
is that if for no
Right.
other
No, you're
reason
right.
than his injury history alone gives you a reason to take Fields over Jones.
Right.
yeah, and it's all encompassing. That was that was my point overall, all encompassing. When you try to parse it to be like, oh, but like if you were the GM, like I can't. I'm taking it as a GM. Like I know all his. I feel like I know a lot of his flaws, and like we said, we witnessed all of it. Like, you know, like it could be in New York. Obviously, we saw. Okay, he got injured. You know, like what he's dealing with. You know, we see Brian Dable chewing his ass out, like running him into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like we've lived through all of that, so it almost feels like we already lived vicariously through the Giants. We already lived that
Yeah, I
life.
got you.
You know
I
what
got
I'm
you.
saying? So when you're asking, it's unfair the way you're posing it to me, because you're saying it like I don't think it's that crazy. But if it's not that crazy, you shouldn't have to. If it's not that crazy, when I'm giving you the stuff that the other stuff that I'm saying, like we already saw that, you can't be like, but they're basically the same. But they're basically the same. Yeah, I know. But one, I've already seen all of his shit. The other one, I haven't.
Right. So you're going, and that's where I think that's where the line is, because it's like I almost rather have the quarterback like a Jimmy G, like you know he always getting us, like, well, not now, but at the time he would always get a job and you'd be like, why the fuck are they going for Jimmy G? So I feel like some coaches rather just have what they know than what they don't, right? Like you know what you can give Daniel Jones, like, you know what I mean? You know what he can't do, and you know what he can do. You know what I mean? And
You know what I know is that Mike Tomlin wanted to get Justin Fields back. He could have had Daniel Jones. There was not one whisper of Daniel Jones with the Steelers.
right. No, you're
You
right.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Hey, you said he wanted him back.
Yeah.
He was just over. He was just over the Steelers Tomlin situation, how they did him.
Right.
So we're also it's like he's not a throwaway. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get the $8 million deal like Daniel or whatever he got. He didn't get the Daniel Jones deal. He got more money than Daniel Jones because of obviously it's a
Younger
you know,
potential, right? He's younger, right?
it's the potential, and then he's 20. That's why I texted
years
the other day that Tyler Shuck is 6 months, only 6 months younger than Justin Fields.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But yo, to my defense, I actually seen people arguing this online, which made me feel like I wasn't crazy. So
Yes, and every single argument just started because he was
Right.
named the starter.
Right.
Which my point is, he didn't get better just because the quarterback he was competing with was worse.
right. No, I agree with that. I'm not one of them. I actually had this conversation with Creep last year. So I brought it to the thing. It wasn't received very well. I learned my lesson. Anybody out, any new Jets insiders, I need a text so I can start texting insider stuff. But NFL, Flex is still my guy. And H, obviously. But Jet stuff, I'm never going back to that chat. That shit got completely deleted.
I know what happened here.
Oh, shit.
I know what happened here. Flex was extra spicy last week. He stole the show. He cooked Kirk Cousins, and you decided you were going to try to do one-upsmanship here coming into this week. You're going to throw some lies over here, a little Daniel Jones defense over there. I've never heard... I don't think I've ever heard you defend Daniel Jones. All of a sudden, this week, we come into this week, now that Daniel Jones is the Colts starter, all of a sudden, now it's time to jump on Mount Daniel Jones and cape up and die on that hill and defend him. I got you. I feel you, big dog. I see what you're doing.
I don't know. I think he's going to get benched
the one thing I will
the
say,
season.
The one thing I will say.
They're both getting benched by week 5. I'll tell you that. Fields and Jones.
The one thing I will say, I don't think it's a completely unfair, broad conversation. I think they've both had very similar sort of trials and tribulations. Justin Fields, multiple head coaches, multiple offensive coordinators, bad situation, mix match of skill position players. And you could pretty much say the exact same thing for Daniel Jones in a lot of ways. However, Justin Fields is 2 years younger. Justin Fields is proven to be much healthier. But
better
Justin
athlete.
Fields has not accomplished as much as a thrower of the football. To be honest, he hasn't accomplished as much really at all as compared to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, say what you want about him. He did win a playoff game on the road. He did lead the team to playoff victory. And he is, I would say, shown more potential as a passer thus far than Justin Fields. So I don't think it's a crazy broad conversation to have. So I'll shoot you some bail on that. I'm not saying that you were crazy to try to bring this up and try to have the conversation. But I'm just not buying this. And I've seen you do this before. You've done this many times before, where you throw the smoke bomb or the stink. You throw the stink bomb and you pretend like you didn't know that it was a stink bomb. I've seen you do this countless times. So I'm not buying it.
But I think that you take that as me really not knowing that it's a smoke bomb. I do not know it's a smoke bomb.
I don't buy it. I think
if you had a hole in your pocket,
I've seen you do this before, and in fact, I've seen you do this before, and I've seen you do something similar, and I've actually gotten to because right now how Flex described you did it with a smirk, but this nobody got to see it. I've seen you smirk while doing this. We've done this before, dog. This is not new. I've seen you throw some shit that is gonna spark a little response or a little agitation, and then you have the little wry smile. I've seen you do this.
Really? Wow.
You're gonna sit here and say oh, how long you know me? Yes, how long I known you that I've seen you do this before. This is exactly what is prompting me to respond this way. That I have known you and I've seen you.
That hurts. This. That hurts because either I'm not. Either you guys really don't know me or I don't know myself. Either way, I'm fucking lost.
Well,
but
because you're not doing it because you're taking the troll, you're taking the troll label and you're making it seem as if it's something like devious or something like that.
No,
it's just
malice,
like like George he used to poke me in the ribs because he knows I have sensitive ribs. It's just that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little poke in the ribs.
I'm not accusing you of being, trying to create real problems or anything like that. But I've seen you do the little needling and the ribbing of at the Jets fans on behalf of your Giants fandom. I've seen you do it.
I mean,
maybe it's just you're just so locked in, it's subconscious, you don't see it, but I've seen you do it.
I mean, there's definitely something, when we go against each other, it's always something,
I've seen you do it in some of the takes that you have, some of the picks that you make. There's a little bit of, I'm taking the Jets. No way the Jets are going to lose. I've seen you. Stop it.
You gotta do a collage.
It's subconscious because it's also your brother. You know what I'm saying? You're so used to doing it to your brother.
So deep, it's in the DNA. I think only way to calm down after that. It's only one way to calm down after that.
Was thinking about this all week.
Have you? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yo, Flex kicked my ass last
It's
week.
time for another edition of Where's His Ass At? We need to get a sponsor for this.
Word.
So
Preparation H.
Preparation
I had
H.
to do a little bit of a word. I had to do a little bit of a deep dive because I felt like I exhausted a lot of the good ones last time, but after watching preseason this past weekend, I was like, oh, look at this, nigga's over there.
Damn.
So I picked up a couple of new ones.
All right.
Yo, I was watching the Monday night game, and it was
Bengals.
I forget who the Bengals commies, and I guess the wide receiver from that was on the Seahawks, I think. I forget who it was. And I was like, oh, that is where his ass is at.
Yes.
Like, no, because it was one that he had brought up. It was one that he had brought up last
Well, he
week.
mentioned Cup, but it was Robinson, maybe. I don't know.
So who did the I was just gonna say, who did the Giants and who did the Jets both play in the preseason this past week, but they played each other. So because I want to try to avoid.
They're
I
playing
would
right now.
assume. Say again.
They're playing
they're
right
playing
now,
right
the
now.
Giants.
Because I was gonna say, if there was a preseason game that y'all watched, it would have been either Jets or Giants. So I wouldn't pick an opponent of theirs, because you're more likely to have known where their ass is at.
Mm-hmm.
But Robert Tonyan, former Packers tight end, where's his ass at?
Flex, you go first.
No, I felt like Cardinals.
Cardinals. Word life. You care to take a guess at this?
I'll say Bears.
Bears. We have Bears in the division, and we have Cardinals in the conference, not in the division. Robert Tonyan is backing up Travis Kelce with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Fuck.
Ugh.
Terrible. Not even close.
Not
Not even close.
How about this
Oh, it's
one?
KJ Osborne, by the way. My fault.
Oh yeah. Well, didn't I ask him last time?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I was watching the game, and it was like all of a sudden I was like, "That's where his ass is at, huh?"
That's where his ass is at. All right, All right, word life. This one's for you. You should get this one. Former Giant and former Buffalo Bill, actually. Dable guy. Isaiah Hodgins, wide receiver, had a couple nice catches on a floundering Giants team a couple years ago. Isaiah Hodgins, where's his ass at?
He's still in the league? Holy shit.
Well, for now, all of these, I will just put this
Right,
out
right.
there.
It's not
All of
cut
these
down there.
are subject to 53-man cuts. We're
Right,
just
right.
going off of the preseason rosters. I cannot guarantee that these guys will make the final regular season squad, but Isaiah Hodgins is currently catching passes in the preseason for a professional NFL team. Former Giant. Where is Isaiah Hodgins? Flex, you're welcome to guess too. I just figured former Giant. Give you
I don't know.
first crack
I'm
at it.
not. I'm not confident, but I'll say Minnesota.
Minnesota.
That's the first team that came to my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, we have two Minnesotas. Or you're not going Minnesota.
Well, just for the sake of trying to get it right. Let's go in the middle of Middle America. Let's go with let's go with Tennessee Titans. Let's go.
Tennessee
Let's go.
Titans. We had a lot of
Good
Titans
guess.
last time, if you remember correctly. Had a lot of Titans receivers last time. None of them were Isaiah Hodgins. Isaiah Hodgins currently catching passes for the San Francisco 49ers.
San Fran.
No wonder they traded for a wide receiver.
Yeah, what can you do? How about this? This one's for you, Flex. You should get this one. Your boy, former Jet, Tyler Conklin. Where's Tyler Conklin? Where's his ass at?
Oh, that one I do know.
Fuck.
All right. Well, so do you want to? Do you want to
Okay. Oh well. Yeah, okay,
I'll go first, then I'll
give him
go.
a chance, or?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, let's give him.
Well, I mean, you don't have to
St. Louis.
emphatically let him know that you know it. You could have played it off like maybe you were
Right.
taking a guess, but
I'll say St. Louis.
you're going St. Louis. Flex.
Wait.
Does
St.
Flex
Louis?
really
I mean,
know? Or was
St.
it a fake out? Where's his ass at? Tyler
St.
Conklin.
Louis.
So you
Tyler
think he's not even in the
Conklin
league no more? He's in
is
St.
Ca-
Louis, just what, with the Cardinals? Playing
The
baseball?
Battlehawks.
He based.
Do they have an arena league or something?
I meant the Saints. I'm tired, bro. Go ahead, my fault. Go
Oh,
ahead.
the
My
Saints. I
guy
thought you were going
is-
Rams.
No, Saints.
Are you going Saints? Okay.
Going to be catching passes from someone who has beautiful hair just like him, Justin Herbert,
Justin
out in Los
Herbert.
Angeles. Cargadores.
You are right, but Justin Herbert cut his hair. But yes, Tyler Conklin is a
Yes.
Los Angeles
Wow.
Charger.
Nice.
Indeed, he is a Los Angeles Charger. Let's see. Who else do we got? Let's see if I throw another easy one out there. How about Nick Westbrook-Akine, former Tennessee Titan wide receiver, vultured a couple of touchdowns from my boy Tony Pollard last year, but he is no longer with the Titans because he would have been on the well, actually no, he's not a running back, so he wouldn't have had nothing to do with the handcuffs. But do you even know? Do either you, both of y'all know
Yeah.
the player I'm talking about, or no?
Yeah, he was a
Yeah. He had like two 80-yard touchdowns. He had like two.
And they used
two
him in the
catches,
goal line a couple times. He was he had a weird role there, but he has a new role.
Yeah.
On a new team.
He'd have. I got a new role now. Westbrook Akine.
Flex, I'm surprised. I thought you would have knew this one. That's
What's a Miami
that's a
Dolphins?
slight hint right there. Any guesses?
Did you get it?
He
Miami
said Miami.
Dolphins.
He said
Oh, I didn't
Miami.
hear. Wait, who?
I'm a-
Huh? What? Did you both guess? I didn't hear.
No, Flex said Miami. I said
Miami. And
Philadelphia.
You said Philadelphia. He is a Miami Dolphin. Flex on
Oh,
fire.
Flex
Wow.
Fire. Flex
Wow.
is good.
Flex heating up. Flex heating up.
Don't let me get one.
You already got two, right? How
I'm
about?
trying to get. I haven't had one yet.
How about?
This shit existed.
All right, Dolphins. How about former Dolphin? Lost the playoff game with the Dolphins as the starter when Tua went down against the Buffalo Bills. One Skylar Thompson. Where's Skylar Thompson's ass at these days? Speaking of the Dolphins, the last. Wait, now was that loss to the Bills? That was the year before or the year after the Chiefs game? I can't remember. I get them confused. The two Dolphins first round playoff losses.
Yeah, I get it.
No, that was the year.
I think it was the year before.
No, that was the year before.
Yeah, because that was when that was after the whole. That was when the Bills beat the Dolphins and then lost to the Bengals, and then the Bengals lost to the Chiefs. But he is no longer with the Dolphins. They cut him loose, and he picked up. He's not
Damn.
starting. He's a backup. I don't know if that even need to be said, but put it out there. Where is Skylar Thompson?
Damn.
Is he with the Seahawks?
With the Seahawks. We have a Seahawks guess.
Damn. I'm gonna say Minnesota.
You're just gonna say Minnesota. We have a Minnesota and we have a Seahawks. Skylar Thompson is backing up. Not Aaron Rodgers, not Mason Rudolph, but he is backing up on the Steelers? I guess he's backing up Mason Rudolph.
Who's he backing up?
I guess he's backing up Mason Rudolph, but
damn.
Who else we got?
Back up.
How about I realize there's a lot of former Jets kicking around out here. So I don't want to name all the former Jets, make it too easy. I feel like those are guys that Flex might have followed around. Let's go with Jason Pinnock, former Giant.
Mm-hmm.
I know this. And Jet, no? I think he was a former Jet too.
I think I know this too.
Was he a Jet?
Yeah.
Jason Pinnock was a Jet? Wow, okay.
Yeah, we took him from the practice squad, I think.
I only remember him as a Giant, but you both sound very confident. Where's he at? Where's his ass at?
All right, let's go on 3. Jeez. 1, 2, 3. Pittsburgh Steelers.
San Fran.
Pittsburgh Steelers and San Fran. We don't have the same guess. Jason Pinnock is a San Francisco 49er.
Ah.
And Cheeks picks
Finally.
one up. One up.
Jeez, right.
So that's 2 former Giants on the Niners.
Oh, I got the wrong Jet. It was Brandon Eccles is on the Steelers.
Yo, you know which one? It's funny. After we played this, I had a moment of, oh, that's what his ass is at. But you used him, Moser.
Yeah.
I watched. I was playing Madden and I seen him. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yes.
That's what his ass is
You
at.
updated the rosters? Mm-hmm.
Nah, he's already there.
Jason Brownlee, your favorite Jet wide receiver, Jason Brownlee. No longer a Jet. Where's his ass at? This is a layup, Flex. Don't let me down.
Damn.
Uh-oh. Doesn't sound like Flex has this one. Word Life, do you know where Jason Brownlee
I don't know where he's
is
at, but I'm
catching
gonna
passes?
say Baltimore.
Do you know where he went to college?
Nah.
Southern Mississippi. Baltimore?
Yeah.
We have a Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Baltimore. I know that I'm pretty sure he's in Los Angeles. I don't know if he's with the Rams though.
Los Angeles.
So are you guessing Rams? You can't guess a city. We need a team.
I mean, if he's at. You know what I'm saying?
Well, unfortunately, he's not in Los Angeles. He's a Kansas City Chief.
Fuck.
Oh, damn it.
Who was this?
Jason Brownlee.
No.
I got the right division.
Did you? You didn't make a guess on the.
No,
you
I
said
got the
Rams. You didn't. You
said Los
didn't
Angeles.
officially commit to
Yeah.
the Chargers.
What do you mean? I said Los Angeles.
No, then then you don't get the division for that. All right, we'll go.
The
We'll go
most
2
watered
more.
down right answer.
I got a lot more, but we'll just go 2, and then I'll save the rest for next time. We'll go with former foe of the Giants. Just for a year before Jaden Daniels came and took his job. Sam Howell. The Howlitzer.
Oh,
Quarterback
trick.
Sam
Trick.
Howell. Where is Sam Howell's ass at?
He's in LA for sure.
You've got Sam Howell in
think-
LA. LA is a
he's
popular guess. I'm noticing.
Now I'm gonna say say
No, you said LA. Wait, are you going with LA as a city or no?
yeah. No, I'm going Chargers.
Chargers. Okay, LA Chargers. Sam
Because
Howell.
I knew his ass was at Seattle, but I think he got traded last
He
week.
was in Seattle last year. He was backing up Geno Smith, who is no longer there. Where's his ass at? Now we gotta know. That's an easy one.
That's easy.
Oh yeah, this is to Raiders. But... The Raiders.
Yes, but there were 2. He was not the only quarterback to leave Seattle last year. There was another one who left, Exodus, and there was another one who came back. Who I was gonna say, where's his ass at?
That was
But I
Drew
figured-
Lock.
Yeah, I figured that'd be.
Oh, he went back?
Yeah,
Nice.
and I guess he replaced Sam Howell as the Seahawks backup. But see, Sam Howell is backing up.
Sam Howell.
He's backing that thing up somewhere. But where's his ass backing that ass up at?
He's backing his ass up and in New Orleans.
New Orleans. And what was your guess again? I forget.
Chargers.
You said Chargers. You sound confident in that New Orleans. Sam Howell is with the Minnesota Vikings.
Fuck, man. I knew it was a good QB fucking room, man. Fuck. I mean, a coaching. Fuck, man.
All right, now, last but not least. Former Jet. Former Dolphin. Braxton Berrios. Where's his ass at?
He's still in the league.
He sure is. He's going to be one of those guys that's around forever, like Whitehead or Woodhead or whatever the fuck these guys are.
I'm going to say New England, man.
These special teams type dudes. Braxton Berrios, you're going New England. Come on, Flex. This was your guy. Don't you have his jersey?
No. I have the same. I paid him for it. I paid him for his jersey number.
Excellent. Like who was it that paid and then they traded the person? Who was it?
Was it
Oh, that was no, that was, I think that was basketball, right? That was this guy. The guy that
no,
went to
because something
Miami.
happened to
Wasn't that Norman Powell? Didn't he pay somebody for a jersey?
Oh yeah.
This guy fucking Highsmith.
14.
Yeah. Braxton Berrios, where's his ass at? Still in the league, kicking around at the bottom of somebody's wide receiver depth chart. Nobody loves the bottom of a wide receiver depth chart like Braxton Berrios, baby. He be hanging, he be at the bottom of the barrel out there. With his influencer boo.
All right. Let's go with no, because that's not.
You went New England, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be wanting to go somewhere where his boo could where would that be?
The best. Man.
How about Jacksonville Jaguars?
Jacksonville Jaguars. He will be playing the Jacksonville Jaguars twice this year if he stays with the Houston Texans, where he is currently employed.
How the hell how many wide receivers do they got right now?
They got the same player in different colors, bro.
Why do you say they don't have a lot of wide receivers? They lost a lot of wide receivers. I mean, the only one that's returning is Nico Collins. Tank Dell is hurt. Dell is hurt. They drafted, and did they trade for or sign Christian Kirk? I forget.
Yeah, they got him too.
What I was thinking about.
Listen, I told you, preseason rosters, Braxton Berrios probably wasn't even going to be there, but, he's there now. Yeah. I saw him. I saw with my own 2 eyes. Go to ESPN.com. It is still up, the photo of him and his profile. And that was Where's His Ass At? Brought to you by Preparation 8.
That shit is funny.
All right, so last but not least, I know Flex had more thoughts on the quarterback series and more bile and venom to spew at Kirk Cousins. So, floor is yours, my friend.
This is part 2. This is the part 2 of the, because I have there's still some room. He could maybe I have to apologize by the I have an episode I have 1 episode and 11 minutes left in the series, so there's plenty of time he can make it up. All right, I doubt it though, because this is disturbing behavior.
He's already been
because what I caught starting one of the episodes was that Fugazi Great Clips ad. What is he doing with that?
What do you mean?
Because he's trying so hard to be, hey, I'm just humble, I don't have time, so
all right.
I
This
can
is
look on
the
my
same
app.
take of last week. You're recycling the take from last week. This is just you
No,
took
I
the
didn't.
take
I
from
didn't see
last
the
week.
thing.
You put it in the
But what he
microwave.
say?
We're getting the
But
same exact take.
what he say? He made a commercial, a commercial during the fucking.
It was basically a commercial on Netflix for
No,
great
he was just
clips.
doing the same dorky shit we talked about last week.
Yeah,
But what
but
product
no,
was he
he took
talking
it up
about?
a notch. He took. You know what he did, Cheeks? You know what he did?
Tell me.
He showed the barber a picture of himself to get that haircut. He took the picture of him on the website and
Yeah.
was like, "Can you do that there?" So, and then he had the audacity to say, "I like, he." It was like he was trying to get the barber lady to ask him what he does,
Oh no.
and it was like he was trying to not. He was trying to show, like, pretend like he didn't want anybody to know what he does, but at the same time kept dropping like little hints. Like he said, "Oh, I'm always traveling and moving around a lot," and then he shows the picture of the fucking, he shows the picture of him on the website to get the haircut. I'm like, and then he's like talking about, like, like, "Oh, I've been to all of these." Like, yo, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Don't stop pretending like you can't have a barber that goes and cuts your hair. Like you need to be with that everyman to be sitting in a barber chair
Humble.
so you think
Right.
you're relatable.
Mm.
Please.
So that's all show. He's sitting at the barber shop for show. He probably normally has a
Yeah.
barber come to the house.
No,
That fucking
They didn't show that.
coward.
All I know is,
no.
you know
I
what I'm
actually,
saying? I don't want to cast aspersions.
to be honest with you, I thought that shit made complete sense. If you told me that there was one NFL quarterback that goes to great clips or sport clips or whatever clips they have, that fucking that supermarket chain of a
That's
barbershop.
crazy.
If you told me that there was one quarterback that's where he goes to get his hair cut, 100% I would have went with Kirk Cousins.
Really,
Yeah.
I would have thought it was.
Who would you
know,
go
I
with?
mean,
I would have thought it was somebody that on where they ass is at. Any of them.
yeah, but you're doing money
Skylar
wise.
Thompson, I would have picked.
Wait, but what are we talking about? We talking about the amount of money he spends or the amount of corniness he lives?
Right.
Yeah, that because it's
I'm not. I
you
don't.
know,
I
it's
would
two
never
different-
imagine that Kirk Cousins is a guy who pays to have a barber follow him around. No way. That's what you thought.
I would have thought golf was more like that type of guy than Cousins.
To go to great clips.
No, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I could see golf
What are you doing?
being
What are
the
we
same
doing?
type of dude too. But I would, if I had to pick one. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if golf is
Yeah, I mean,
is
neither.
a regular, degular, whack ass barber type of dude. That
They go-
wouldn't shock
they go
me.
to the-
Yeah, but
We
with
go
his
to the
girl,
same
I don't know.
fucking-
I think his girlfriend. I don't know. I think
That's
his
the
girlfriend
thing.
would be
Yes,
like, "Come
I
on,
think
what are you
I
doing?"
think his wife he probably spices him up a little bit.
Right. Right.
Well, he said that he books it in the app in the app. He said it's easy because
Crazy.
Yeah.
he
I know
he's
exactly
moving
who-
around. They have one in Minnesota. Now he goes to the one in Atlanta. I mean, I've just felt like that should track completely with Kirk Cousins. That didn't shock me at all.
But it's too much. It's too much. It's just adding on top of, like, yo, dog. Like, all right, man, we get what you're trying to do.
All right, Flex, we
It
get it.
was
You
totally
hate the guy. You
unnecessary.
want him dead. We get it. We don't have to microwave the tape from last week. I got you. We get it. It's
Hey.
cool.
All right. On a side note,
Yeah.
I'm so over Pat McAfee. Like,
Pat McAfee.
just an aside. Like, he loves to make excuses for some players. He's on the excuse for, like,
I don't watch
I
Pat
know things.
McAfee. I've not been following. Do you have a specific something to allude to?
No,
Or we
no,
keep
this
it
was
moving?
no, because I'm over it from him because he was in the like they played a clip in the background.
He said something bad about the Jets.
Where he was making excuses for Kirk Cousins.
Oh, what did he say? Excuses for what? For his bad play or for his bad style?
Yeah. And no, it was like, it looks like he's hurt back there, something along those lines. But let's get back to
This
Kirk
was
Cousins.
recent?
No, it was in it was in one of the episodes.
Oh, in the thing. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember that,
Yeah.
but yeah. Okay, I got you. I'm watching this.
Now all of a sudden he pretends like he's heard swag surf before. He yeah, I mean I remember when it was in high school or something like that. Now all of a sudden he pretends. And now all of oh my I can't with this guy. And he's we walk in your trap and we take your trap. And he's doing I'm like, yo,
Oh my god.
what do you like yeah, he goes up to the first of all he doesn't he goes from not hearing swag surfing to being up, like yeah, teammate or bankroll fresh, yeah. We walk in your trap and we take your trap like at the fucking thing, and then he's doing oh he's embodying the culture of Atlanta. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Get out all the way out of here.
Kirko Chains will walk into your trap, take over your trap. I mean, that's a statement of fact. I think I saw that in the newspaper.
Yeah, well, then Michael Penix took over the trap that he took over the trap for taking over somebody's trap. That he fell into the trap.
Oh man! All right. Well, actually, speaking of Michael Penix, what are we forecasting for Michael Penix this season?
Like numbers?
No, just in terms of not necessarily specific numbers, but like, are we expecting? Oh, they're showing your man right now, Joe Shane.
Nice.
Are we expecting? I know you're Mr. Falcon. Do you expect big things from the Falcons this year, or?
Yeah, I mean, as big as it can. I mean, I think I picked them to win the division. So
As big as it.
All right, so you have
applause.
them winning the division.
Yeah, but um, I I think he'll struggle. Um, but I I don't know. I think the future's bright for him. So I don't know. I'll say he wins the division. So that's gonna be a good year for him. So
So the Atlanta Phallics are going to rise to the occasion with Penix at QB. I love it.
now, and so you're in the same boat. Win a division, good year for Penix.
I mean, I don't know, man. There's something about him I don't like.
yeah,
I don't. I think it's going to be up
About
and down, man.
Penix?
I don't.
yeah.
I, yeah, there's something I don't like
Interesting.
about Penix.
About
It's the
his
way he
game
runs the
or about
ball.
his
Yeah,
his vibe.
I don't know, man. I can't put I can't put my
I think
finger
it's the
on
way
it.
he
I don't know.
winds that ball. I feel like
I
he.
think
he
Yeah, man.
I
uh
think
oh.
I think I agree with you. Maybe not. Maybe we're seeing two different things. But there was a moment. Actually, I think it might have been in the quarterback show. It's been a minute since I watched it, but I'm trying to remember. I think when they were doing the whole sort of documenting the quarterback change that they were doing. Again, the thing was not about Penix, so I didn't want to take too much from it. They were just showing him just very, very briefly. You didn't get a ton of Penix, commentary or quotes or even just him on camera. It was all about Kirk Cousins. But the few times that they showed him, and again, I'm trying not to read too much into it, but we pick up things when we're watching. It just kind of, I don't. Again, this is why I'm saying I agree with you. There was something about just sort of the way he was going about it, and just the way he was, the few times that they showed him, just sort of like, I don't know, there was something about him that just seemed a little off to me.
Yeah, I can't
I
put
don't
my
know if
finger
he
on it.
came across as maybe like he was like a little bit. I don't want to say he didn't seem arrogant, but he seemed, I don't know, like a little bit aloof or a little bit. He didn't
Like
seem
whatever.
super engaged. He didn't seem super vocal, and not that that's what you absolutely 100% have to be as a quarterback, but I feel like if you're not, I've been watching a ton of these things from Hard Knocks to the Quarterback Show to all these documentaries and shit, and like we talked about last week, just picking up on little things that quarterbacks do when interacting with teammates, whether it's interacting with the in the quarterback room or interacting with the wide receivers, or if somebody makes a mistake or talking to the coaches or whatever. Again, I don't want to take too much from it, but the little bit that I did see of Penix, like he just kind of seemed like there was a moment where I think it was like Cousins had like went up to him and like said something to either try to hype him up or try to encourage him or support him or something like that. And maybe he's just like, fuck this nigga Kirk, he's fake and I'm not even gonna give him the time of day, and I wouldn't blame him for that. But he just kind of, I didn't really see him. Not only was he not really interacting with Kirk, he wasn't really interacting with anybody. Now, again, maybe there's a lot of that happening off camera and behind the scenes. I don't know. But I did make note of not really. The quarterback shit was tough because I came away very, very skeptical of all things Atlanta Falcons after watching that shit.
Yeah,
like from their
absolutely.
decision to bring in Kirk, which was very clearly just, even if they didn't draft Penix, that never felt like a fit. Even when they announced the signing, to me it never felt like the right fit. He didn't feel like the right quarterback for that team. He didn't feel like the right quarterback for Atlanta. There was just nothing about that.
What do
Kirk
you mean?
Cousins.
He's a pastor, he's
He
very
doesn't do
into the
that.
church and his wife and everything like that in Atlanta.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that I don't get that when I hear Falcons. Like, I know that is a Georgia thing,
Yeah.
but that's not
True.
I don't. When I think
True.
Falcons, I think, and maybe this is just because this is
Dirty
our
Birds.
era, our generation, is Dirty Birds and it's Vic. And
Yeah.
neither, like the times I've seen the Falcons have success, it was Dirty Birds and it was Vic. And for me
Yeah.
to sort of envision them getting back to success, it would be, I would have to envision them getting back to something that looks like that, which you would think Penix would fit that.
Right.
But what I've been seeing, just what I saw from the quarterbacks thing, I like just the Falcons as an organization, in my opinion, did not come across looking good in that shit from many angles. But
Doesn't
speaking
make me
of
feel good.
organizations, there was one last thing that I actually wanted to bring up to y'all, or I wanted to ask y'all's opinion about it. The more I think about this, I've been trying to kind of not let any biases come into my opinions when it comes to the Steelers, but the more I've been hearing news coming out of there, this Cam Hayward holdout, I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but it just seems too weird and I can't make sense of it. And the only thing that I could think of is it just makes me feel like there's just bad vibes going on in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah.
Are either of
Is
you
he
aware
looking
of
for
the
last
Cam
money
Hayward
grab?
holdout?
I think I sent it to you. No?
I don't think you sent it
I
to
didn't see
me.
it.
No, yeah, we talked about the Cam Hayward, what he's 36 years old. He just got extended not that long ago.
He just got extended not 12 months ago. Last
Oh,
year,
okay.
he
Yeah,
signed. He re-signed at right before last season started.
Yeah, like are you like going in? Like there's countless examples of players towards the end of their career that either have been on the same team or just like tagging on with another team that are taking less and making sure that the team is in a position where if you're like on the team, there's a lot of players that take like the veterans that take the pay cut or take a signing bonus so that they can go out and sign another player, or there's there's a player that waits, like they'll go to the Ravens, for lower than
Right.
general market value or whatever.
Yeah,
But
try
for
to
a guy
latch
who's
on
already
and-
making top, yeah, for a guy who's already making top defensive tackle money, like obviously he's not like top 5 or whatever, but he's up there. He's 36 years old. He's
So
a lifelong Steeler.
What's your sort of read on that? Like you're making, I 100% agree with everything you're saying. That was how I received it too. But that was how I received it, and then I started to think about like how surprising and sort of nonsensical it was, and I'm trying trying to piece together how to make sense of it. What is your read on? Does it just mean nothing, or what do you take anything from it? If you don't take anything from it, that's
It
fine too. But I'm just curious if you have
no,
any.
I think it kind of feels like, yo, if I'm gonna be here and I have to deal with this nigga, and I don't think that it's gonna be that great of a season. Like, because let's remember, this is he did this after, whatever long Rodgers has already been there for. You
100%,
know
and
what I'm saying?
that's sort of what
So
started the wheels going for me, because I was thinking to myself, like, Hayward, going back, speaking of Hard Knocks, going back to watching last year's AFC North Hard Knocks, you got to really see his connection with Tomlin, how he's like the on the field coach, and that's his right hand man, and he always, he spoke very highly, obviously, of Mike Tomlin, and vice versa. His brother's on the team. He's been there forever. He's all about Steelers culture. He's like quintessential team blue collar guy. Like, if you ask me to name in the league right now top 5, top 10 guys who I think of as like sort of embodying whatever veteran presence on a team is supposed to look like, he would be at the top, towards the top of that list. And going from before Rodgers signed, when he had the little I'm talking shit, I'm not talking shit, where if you're gonna be a Steeler, be a Steeler, that stayed in my head. And now the fact that he's sitting there, TJ Watt gets paid after a long, drawn-out fucking thing. DK Metcalf gets paid handsomely. And then Aaron Rodgers comes in. And I'm just feel like, when I piece all these things together, and when I see the guy who is like looked at as the foundational cornerstone, voice in the locker room, keeping everybody in check, veteran leadership dude, when I see him out of character on some, well, it's time for me to get, all right, y'all, I don't know what y'all doing, but I need to get mine. When he's never,
then I'm gonna just get mine.
yeah, he's never given any even slight hint of that being his vibe and what he's about. I don't know, man. That just makes me think, what has changed in that locker room? And I'm not trying to make this a Rodgers thing. I'm just saying, what is changing in that locker room going into this season from years past that would prompt him to have this type of reaction so late in his career, when even in the Hard Knocks thing, when he was talking about his time with the Steelers and shit, he has openly talked as though this could be his last year. On his podcast, the same one that he was like, yo, Aaron Rodgers, if you want to be a Steeler, you want to be a Steeler. He's been openly talking about how he knows, like, it's, he's on a, year-to-year basis type shit, and this might be it. He was possibly contemplating retiring after last year. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've told y'all how I feel about, I could see a Mike Tomlin exit. It's very difficult for me to go up against Mike Tomlin in terms of like prediction. I'm not gonna bet the Steelers under wins. I'm not gonna bet against them, just because I have too much respect for Tomlin and what he's able to do. And regardless of what happens with Cam Hayward, this is not even a fraction of the most chaotic locker rooms that Mike Tomlin has managed.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the whole Cam Hayward thing, while it's not a big sexy holdout like Micah Parsons, it's not one of those types of things that a lot of people are talking about. It was just something that I was like, it caught me by surprise, and then I looked more into it, and it just made me think, like, yo, what's going on with the Steelers, man? At every turn, I feel like there's always something new that just seems so un-Steeler-like for the past couple of years, and maybe he's seeing that as well. And that's why he's like, you know what? I've been Mr. fucking Steeler for however long. Now we're getting rid, because there were reports last year about there being a little bit of a fracture in the locker room because some guys wanted Fields to stay playing and some guys wanted them to go to Wilson. It just seems like it feels like the end of an era there.
It does.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could be totally off, and maybe they win the division and shock the world, shock everybody. But I don't know, man. Something just don't smell right.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
yeah, like I was gonna go like back to what you were like kind of alluded to, because I feel like there was like some turmoil with like the defensive players, and like people were kind of pointing at like TJ Watt, how he, like it I didn't see anything specific, but it kind of like I saw a lot of tweets and innuendo that kind of made it like point to like TJ Watt being only interested in like his sacks and like being
I heard
like
that too.
you know
Yep.
not being the 100%, not being 100% like team player. So all right, he gets more money even though he's already getting money, right? So a Devo, right? Then you bring DK Metcalf. He got his way out of Seattle. By all accounts, I don't want to say as a person, but from the outside, I've always judged like he looks, acts, comports himself like a diva as well. He gets
Hell
a
yeah.
brand new contract after getting traded. Then obviously you don't have to say much about Aaron Rodgers, the diva as well. Sits around complaining about his fucking helmet, and like he's Antonio Brown.
Oh yeah, that's the whole. I,
He
I,
gets
forgot, I
in
forgot
there.
about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, like gets there late, and then it's almost like, yeah, don't worry, I'll be there, when I get. And by the videos I've seen, he looks slow as hell. Aaron Rodgers or whatever. So all of these people are getting money and special treatment, right?
Hmm.
Two of these guys are not Steelers. They just came in this year, came out of nowhere, gets his money. Boom. The guy who's already had the big ass contract, that there's kind of rumblings about him not being the greatest teammate, gets on new contract on top of it, or else he wasn't going to show up. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I'm saying, like, is he looking around and being like, yo, why the fuck am I doing this then? Like,
Right.
why am I taking not, I don't, not a pay cut, obviously, but why am I not fully, I put blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. Like I at times
Hell yeah.
I'm sure I've been underpaid. I don't always need to be paid more because the season that I had before. So fuck this shit. Like everybody else is gonna do it. Fuck it. I'm seeing how the shit is deteriorating.
Hmm.
So if I'm gonna be here for one more year, you're gonna pay me for this year. I'm not gonna take this beating that I'm gonna take in the middle so that Mr. Pretty Boy over there can, I can eat up two offensive linemen, so Pretty Boy over here can get his sack and get his numbers so that next year he can, sit out and get more money.
Right.
So I mean, you're not, it's definitely doesn't smell like roses. I would feel like, and that, obviously the Steelers do well in kind of like controlling, and with Tomlin and everything, controlling like what gets out. But if he's like trying to put stuff out, I feel like he's putting that out there without putting that out there.
Yeah.
Mhm. Now I have a question: is he holding out or holding in? Well,
I
I
think
didn't
he
know that
was holding
terminology
out, but
before.
then I think he was holding out, but then showed up. I think it was a little
Okay.
combo deal. Hold out to transition into the hold in. I think something like that. And
Okay.
that's not even and I haven't even, neither of us have even mentioned trading away Minka Fitzpatrick, who was the captain of the secondary, for Jalen Ramsey, and then giving him a new deal.
Shit.
Yeah,
Word.
I fucking completely forgot about that shit.
Yeah,
Word.
so I feel
Crazy.
like, and the other thing about it is that this, and I've been saying this, y'all been hearing me saying this literally for seasons now. This is so the opposite of what the Steelers have always done. They've always paid their guys. They draft wide receivers, and then if they get too expensive, they let them go. In my lifetime, I can't remember the Steelers trading assets for a receiver and paying him big money when he has no equity with the team, never did anything
Right.
with the team. They've always been able to sort of keep a good morale in the locker room and keep everybody, about the right things by not doing that sort of thing, because that shit always tends to kind of, unless you have like, I mean, obviously they're putting a lot on Tomlin's plate and holding him responsible for, managing all of these dudes, but you make it real difficult when you make these types of moves. You don't want to pay Pickens, so you trade him away, and then you pay Metcalf, who's had his own problems and he hasn't done shit. You bring in Rodgers. You trade for Fields. Fields got screwed. You trade for Fields in a contract year, give him he started 6 games, right? He was 4-2. You give him 6 games. He has a winning record, and then you bench him for the rest of the season, and he can't even put anything on tape to try to get himself paid. He got completely screwed.
Maybe.
And just all these weird fucking moves that the Steelers are making that they never used to make. They never been about fucking, trading away. Like, I understand that Minkah Fitzpatrick was not drafted by the Steelers, but he's been there as the sort of, it was him in the secondary and Cam Hayward up front as the two sort of cornerstone anchors of that defense for the last, damn near 10 years. And those types of dudes are not dudes that the Steelers have historically just traded away and then brought in this guy like
for the flashier
Jalen Ramsey at his in his prime was an absolute difference maker, probably a Hall of Famer, and he was great, but he's not that anymore, and he's been known to have all types of locker room issues. He had the problem with Golden Tate. He's got all kinds of, and that's just never been what the Steelers have been about. Like, to trade away a guy like Minkah Fitzpatrick, who, from a personality standpoint, seemed a lot closer to Cam Hayward than Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
And to bring in a Jalen Ramsey, to bring in a DK, like, the whole shit just seems real fishy and stinky that's going on there. And I tip my cap to Mike Tomlin. We'll see what he's going to do with it. But I'm just like, the Cam Hayward thing really really rose a red flag for me, because I that just stunned me. I was like, I would have been less surprised to hear Cam Hayward announce his retirement than Cam Hayward is holding out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it felt real. Like it's feeling like that. Those are all moves that the Jets would make.
Yeah, it does feel very sort of
like very, oh, we're gonna trade away a heart and soul player, right? We're gonna trade away a heart and soul player for flashy, like, big name guy.
Right.
We're gonna get rid of our shithead in George Pickens, and we're gonna trade for another shithead,
a more expensive shithead.
Somebody else's shithead, more expensive shithead, and give away more than what they got back for Pickens.
Yeah.
So it's like a net loss on multiple levels.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially in a big wide receiver draft. You know what I'm saying? So then we're gonna get rid of like that actually, like, I didn't really put it that way when you talked about Justin Fields. It almost kind of, like, looking at it now and seeing how eager Justin Fields was to go to the Jets, or because they promised him the starting job. Yeah. It almost feel like this might not have been the case, but I can see somebody, like, going over it in his mind and being like, yo, did these niggas bench me because they thought I was gonna come back for cheap at the end of the season?
Yeah, they were gonna manipulate my value. They were gonna put their hand on the scale and keep my value suppressed so that they could lowball me in the offseason
and bring me back. That's what, like, I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened, but I can definitely see a person, an agent, a player sitting on it and thinking about that and being like, oh shit, now all of this shit makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. You know, 100%. and then you bring in the ultimate shithead, that the Aaron Rodgers, it's not a coincidence that all of this shit happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not necessarily that he's a bad guy or anything like that, but there's just guys, there's just guys that very similar to Kirk Cousins, where it's like people don't fuck with his vibe because it kind of feels like, does this dude really actually, does this guy actually really fuck with me, or is he just stringing me along because he knows I need him, or he needs,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It just kind of feels like people are gonna start looking sideways and then getting the preferential treatment, and it's like, and then you're not even, and these guys are then seeing him in camp, and it's like, oh well, he's not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of smoke there.
Yeah, and we've seen this, and we've talked about this, and we've seen this going back to when Saquon was going through the whole thing with the Giants, just in terms of how one player's standing and negotiation and interactions with the front office can be received and sort of impact the locker room. Not to say that it always happens, but it can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a situation where, players in the locker room, if they like a guy and they want a guy to stay on the team and they feel like they're getting screwed over by the GM, at the end of the day, the players are going to take the money wherever, if just because certain Giants saw Saquon get screwed over or felt like he got screwed over by Joe Shane. If Joe Shane gives them top dollar, they're still going to take it. I'm not saying that people are going to revolt against the Steelers GM. I'm just saying it just adds to the bad smoke and the poison that's floating around in the room. Just like when you have, the Steelers, I would say that largely their success for the last however many years since Ben started to, really wind down and get washed, it's really, I still feel like Tomlin doesn't get enough credit for just keeping that group motivated, keeping that, like, every single year you feel like this is going to be the year that the Steelers are going to fall off, but Mike Tomlin has been able to, keep them playing hard. We talked about it when we make the picks about how, they're always a cover machine when they're a road dog. Like, he always gets them up for those types of games, even more so than when they're the favorite. And I just feel like you slowly chip away at all that. Like, you can let one move go, you can let a DK come in, you can let a Rodgers come in, but it just, when all these things, you start just chipping away and eroding at the foundation and the fabric of what the team is all about. I just feel like that shit has impact. And when it gets to the point where you have the guy who's supposed to be the cornerstone, who has been the cornerstone of the defense, a defensive team, he's the coach's right-hand man, for the last decade plus. When you have him in the twilight of his career pulling some weirdo holdout that we never even saw coming and never would have imagined, it just reminds me of all the shit all the weird moves I've been watching them make for the last couple of years. And I feel like, again, I don't want to. I'm not gonna bet against Tomlin because he's right. Undefeated when it comes to people trying to second guess him or whatever. But I just feel like the chickens eventually have to come home to roost, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the year, because it just does not feel like that cocktail of Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith and fucking all these noobs that they brought in and gave money to, and you got the dudes that have been sitting there.
Yo, I forgot that's another one too.
Yeah, bro. Like, this is just so un-Steelers. All this shit is just so
I'll tell you
strange.
one thing, if he does it this year though, Tomlin got like, I haven't seen him.
No, but if he does it this year, they're gonna paint it like it's because of this.
But
that's the fucked up thing, is that if they have success this year, Rodgers will get way more credit than Tomlin.
Right. The GM will probably get more.
And the GM, that put all these pieces in. They traded for Jonnu Smith, because he knows that Rodgers is big with the tight end. They
Which
traded
I
for
still
the big
say
target.
is a total myth. That's bullshit.
Yeah, of course, but that's what it's
That's
still. That doesn't take.
As a
away
matter of
from the
fact, I
fact
actually
that
did a
that's what
deep
they're gonna
dive
say.
into the stats, into Rodgers and how many passes he threw. I'll pull it up next week, but I did a whole thing. I went back.
Yeah.
What Rodgers' tight ends have put up statistically and like where it falls. I think one of the things that I noticed was that he's only had like a top 10 targets receiver like once in his career or something like that. Like I don't know who started this rumor that Aaron Rodgers is a big throws to the tight end guy, but he never has been.
Fake, right.
Yeah.
It's never been reality. It was just his boy Robert Tonyan for a couple of tutties, in big spots that were memorable. He's thrown a couple memorable like Hail Mary touchdowns to Robert Tonyan, but those shits are few and far between at the end of the day.
Word.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But we'll see what happens. Do we think? Where are you with Jackson Dart and Russell Wilson? Because that's the debate that I've been seeing getting to start. There's a lot of people that are calling for Dart to start.
Man, I don't want to start him, man. He's eventually gonna see the field, man. Don't rush it. Let it play out, bro.
I think Russ has looked good though, man. Russ was letting it fly.
See, that's the thing with Russ, man. That's the
He
thing
looks
with Russ,
he looks
though.
good.
That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna
that
yeah,
bomb that he
does,
threw
but-
to Bo, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah,
That shit was nice.
yeah. Collins or some shit. Bo Collins or Collins Bo some shit. The thing is, I don't know, man. Is this a healthy Russell, or is this a Russell that looks good in practice, knows things that everyone doesn't know, and then start of the season, and once the game goes or mid-season, he starts showing his ass. He can't throw as well. He gets unhealthy again. Like I'm not biting, bro. I still think he's the best option right now, but the way the schedule is set up, he's not gonna stay afloat, bro. At some point, especially now, you got to throw. They're gonna throw Dart in even more, and I was, so I think it's inevitable. So you're gonna see Dart on the field at some point, unless for some reason we surprise everybody and we're fucking 3-2, at week 5.
Let's close it
Oh,
out.
shit.
Just a couple more. Why not? Why not? Here's a layup. Hassan Reddick, where's he? He's been fucking having all kinds of problems the last couple of years. Where's he ended up? Hassan Reddick, where's his ass at? I know Flex knows.
Did he go
Surprised
back?
he's not with the Steelers.
Right.
Word.
Did he go to Cardinals?
No, he went where
That's where he came from.
That's where he came from originally, right?
originally, yeah.
That's where his ass was at.
That's where it's
Oh, I thought we were doing was.
No, Flex, you know where he's at, right?
Damn, where did I
Yes,
thought
I
it was
do.
a team like that? Who was it?
You may have gotten confused by the similar shades of red or
Yeah.
burgundy or wine, whatever color it is, but he is with Todd Bowles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's
Sure
what it
is.
At least
man.
he is there, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I
Did he
fucked
show
that
up?
I should have known that.
Sure is.
He
Where's
show up,
Jacoby
yeah.
Brissett? Where's his ass at?
Kobe Brissett,
Ooh.
the quarterback.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. Everybody's favorite backup quarterback.
Right.
Nah, that's Josh Dobbs.
Yeah. Well, where's his ass at? Or did we do him
Well, they
last
can't
week?
tell the
We did him
difference.
last week,
I don't.
right?
I don't think most people can tell the difference between them two.
We did Josh
That's
Dobbs
it.
last week, I
You
think.
trying to say they all look alike?
No.
No, I don't think. No, I don't think so.
Those two play alike.
But Josh Dobbs is
Jacoby
with the
Brissett.
Patriots. I think we did him last week, though.
Who?
But Jacoby Brissett, where's his
Jacoby
ass at?
Brissett.
He was with the Commies. I think he was somewhere else before he landed with this team.
Gotta be buried somewhere.
He kind of feels like a Raider.
He does feel like a Raider. He does feel like a Raider. Is that your guess?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's wrong, but
You
that's my guess. Because he does feel like it.
He does feel like a Raider, though.
I'll say Miami, but I feel like
Yeah,
Flex
that's
would
what-
have known that.
Miami. No, I think that's where he was last year, wasn't it? Or is he? I feel like he's been everywhere.
That's where he was two.
Yeah, he's
two
been
years-
everywhere.
Yeah.
man.
He's not a
Johnny
Raider, but
Cash,
he is in
I've
the
been
desert.
Everywhere, man.
Ooh,
He's an
Oh,
Arizona
the
Cardinal.
damn, missed that one.
And last but not least, we'll close it out with another quarterback. Flex's boy, former Raider,
Oh,
Madison Square Gardner Minshew.
ooh.
Where is Gardner
Oh,
Minshew's ass at? You know he's still kicking around. The mustachioed slinger. Where's Gardner
Damn.
Minshew's ass at?
I could have swore I saw him in a Madden card today. Fuck. Or yesterday.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Madden hasn't given you insight into this. I mean, I guess these guys are on.
Well, I just started playing. I
Oh.
playing. I had the new one, but I didn't play it.
A lot
I
of the
got a
other ones
funny-
I have are former Jets, but I didn't call them because I figured Flex probably knows them.
I got a funny situation. I'll tell you after this, once we get off. But damn, I don't know. Minshew, I'll
I
say.
feel like-
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead because I'm gonna give you a shot.
He's not a giant, is he? No, I'm just playing. I don't know. Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Because they have Ritter, remember?
Oh, that's a shirt. I don't know what I
They
said.
do have Ritter. They have Ritter and they have Browning.
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they can't have Gardner
inevitably.
Minshew.
Right.
Inevitably, I know this is probably wrong, but at some point, if he's not here, he's going to end up here, and that's the Tennessee Titans.
He does feel like a Titan. He feels
does.
like what's the guy who they had that had the long hair too? The touchdown
Jesus?
or whatever. Yeah.
Who the
That he
fuck?
was married to that singer chick. I forget her name.
What's his name?
It's an M
What you talking
spelling.
about?
Jewel.
Fuck.
Right?
Oh, that's
That
my
was his
girl.
wife's name. Jewel.
I love Jewel. Her first album's a classic.
You know what? I actually believe that you're telling the truth with that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
At least you're telling some truths here today. Gardner Minshew is backing up Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, I think I knew. That.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna get a trailer park poor man's version of Patrick Mahomes, it's pretty spot on.
There's another where's his ass at? I'll just throw him at you because he's also he and Minshew are fighting it out for that backup spot with the Chiefs. The other where's his ass at? Backup quarterback for the Chiefs is Bailey Zappi. He's out there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Minshew and Zappi.
Zapster.
Yeah, so the Chiefs got Zappi, Minshew, Robert Tonyan, and Brownlee, all kicking out over there in the preseason. But that's another edition of closing edition of Where's His Ass At? Brought to you by Preparation H.
Where's your
You've got
ass?
hemorrhoids. Preparation is key. I don't know if that's this.
Just make sure you know where your ass is at when you're applying Preparation H.
Right.
You don't want it to end up in the wrong place.
Right.
Yo,
That'd be a great-
I didn't even think of that.
that's a great
perfect.
commercial.
That's the end of the show. It's over.